Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I get to continue my favourite series, and that's the perfect off-seasons. And we're looking at a very volatile team today. That's the Detroit Lions. Let's get right into the video. Now, normally I start a video off on this topic going through coaching, then going in order through the season. We're going to do something different here. We know Matthew Stafford's getting traded, so I'm going to break down the trade I make straight away. Matthew Stafford goes to Indianapolis for the 21st pick in the draft. But that's not the only move we're making. The Detroit Lions then realise that they need a quarterback, and this draft could very easily go the way that all four top quarterbacks are off the board by pick 5. So we make a move with Miami. We give Miami pick 7 and pick 21 in return for pick 3 and pick 50. Miami, I believe, are over the moon to move back and acquire an extra first, and we're happy to move up, get our quarterback in the draft, and get a late second in return. With that all being said, let's get straight into the coaching. So the Detroit Lions hired a new head coach in Dan Campbell, who had a questionable interview talking about how he's going to turn Detroit Lions into what seemed to be the bad boy Pistons of football. Going to be scrappy, going to be hard-nosed, and I think that's what they need. People have laughed at the Dan Campbell hire. I love it. He is 5-7 as a head coach. He was okay in Miami, who took over interim, but he's been the assistant to head coach in New Orleans for the last 5 years in a very successful organisation. And I think more importantly, he's brought over good staff. Anthony Lynn becomes their OC. He was a head coach who was unjustly fired last year from the Chargers, who had a great offense with a good young quarterback. What are they going to have this year? A young quarterback. And he also brought over Aaron Glean, the Saints DB coach. Now, in the Saints, he built up some great DBs. Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams. Yes, they were high draft picks. That isn't a guarantee. I believe they've built a good coaching staff that can push forward their young roster. You look at where they're going to be young. At cornerback, they're young with Jeff Okudah, and at quarterback, they're going to be young. And the two coordinators are perfectly fitted to hit that together. With Dan Campbell's hard-nosed approach, I think this team could be competitive next season. When it comes to re-signing and cuts, there's nobody notable that cutting saves a lot of money that isn't good enough. We're not going to bring back quite a few veterans, so players like Jared Davis, Adrian Peterson, Danny Amendola are going to walk. Marvin Jones as well. We're going to re-sign 3 people, but they're going to be quite good players. My first priority this offseason is bringing back Kenny Golladay at all costs. The man is a difference maker on the offense. Great 50-50 ball receiver, great hands, and surprisingly fast. I think he's highly underrated, and I think if he stays in Detroit with a young quarterback, it'll be a big help for the offense as a whole. I also want to re-sign Romeo Okwara. Had a very quiet year and managed 10.5 sacks on limited snaps. I think he's a no-brainer. 3 years, $30 million. You're talking for him. $10 million a year is a great bargain. And I'm also going to bring back Darren Harmon on a cheap year deal. Came in a 1 year under Matt Patricia after being a Patriot before. Played 104% of the snaps. So if you don't know what that means he's played every snap on defense and he's played a lot of special teams. Was all over the pitch. Had a career high in tackles, in fumbles. A really good year for him. 3 years, $8 million. Keep him on the books. Let's get into free agency. Now in free agency and the draft, we have 4 big needs: quarterback, wide receiver, defensive line, and linebacker. On the offense, we want to get younger and a bit faster. On the defense, we want to get bigger and better against the run. Now, we have about 15 to 18 million in cap room to wiggle with, and straight away I'm going to go after my wide receiver. Normally here I would look for, and I talk about it before, how this draft has talent, but we're so thin at wide receiver, I want to get someone to play on the outside, and we can draft a slot guy. I'm going to pick up Curtis Samuel. 4 years, $40 million, at $10 million a year. He's speedy, he gives you a over top threat, and he spreads the linebackers, and he spreads the DBs back as well, giving your offense a chance to function, helping a young quarterback and giving him another weapon. I'm also going to try to sign myself a linebacker who, surprising to me, had a great year in tackles. Over 140 tackles this year. Neville Hewitt out of the Jets was a Dolphin before, more of a sub-package guy, but under the Jets this year was an every snap kind of linebacker and was a great tackler. That's something the Lions need, a linebacker, just a sure tackler to help the run game. He'll not be expensive. And finally, we're going to spend a bit more money on our DT position. Ever since Damon Harrison left Detroit, they've been dying for a run stopper. We're going to go after him now and get Dalvin Tomlinson, drafted by the Giants a few seasons ago out of Clemson, I believe. He's going to look for maybe a 3-4 year, 35-40 million deal. It's a lot of money, but statistically he is a great run-stopping defensive tackle, top 12 in the league at that stat. I think you have to stop the run first and you have to run the ball in this league. Detroit's running game seems to be improving under DeAndre Swift, and the O-line isn't terrible, so let's now stop the run. With that all being said, we have an important draft to get to, so let's get right into the mock draft. So here we are on the clock at 3. We've moved up to get a quarterback. I think in a perfect world, I would want to take Zach Wilson at 3. But we've came up and Justin Fields has landed on our lap, and we're going to take him at 3. That leaves us, in my opinion, with 2 big needs, a linebacker and a defensive line. More importantly, I'd be looking for someone to play the outside of the defense, whether that be an edge rusher or an outside linebacker. So our next pick's coming up here at 39, and just like that, on the board is Carlos Basham out of Wake Forest. Fast, versatile, and a good pass rusher. 2 of our big needs have been filled. So far, we're doing the magical thing I love to do, where the best player available also matches the need. We're back on the clock again, and what more could you want? Zaven Collins, I think, could be a first-round pick, and he's a linebacker, another position we desperately need because we're letting a few go. Vaitai hasn't been great at linebacker, Talai hasn't been great at linebacker, we're letting Jared Davis go, Reggie Bragdon hit the open market, so we are thin at linebacker. Back on the clock now, and this is a tough decision. Similarly, I don't think we really need a centre, but my number 1 centre on the board is here in Creed Humphrey. Yes, they have Landon Dickerson higher, but I don't agree with that. I think Creed Humphrey is great. I think he's a perfect centre in this league. Big and physical, but he's more like a Quentin Nelson. He's very athletic for a centre, which is surprising for a lot of people. I think maybe it's our last pick now. We've taken our edge, we've taken our linebacker, and I'm going to have a look at what else I can do. We let Adrian Peterson hit the open market, so we could have a look at possibly taking a running back. I'm going to be releasing a video tomorrow, if I've got my notes here, where I've got my 5 or 6 top running backs on the board. So let me quickly look at my notes. I know who I've got where. Yep, as expected. So I'm going to take my number 4 running back in the class, and that's Trey Sermon of Ohio State. I think I have him down here. He was a great blocker, a great receiver to the backfield, going to help Justin Fields, and guess what? He's going to be the same player that he had in college. There's a bit of continuity there. But that's the draft done, and I'll see you right at the end here for a quick recap of the draft. So here we are at the mock draft finished. A quick review. As you can see, the deals we made, this was the more important one. As you can see, I ended up having to give a load of future picks just to get that one to go through, because you can't trade players yet. They give Justin Fields an A star or an A plus, Carlos Basham a B plus, Zaven Collins a B plus, Creed Humphrey a B plus, Trey Sermon a C plus. I think that's a great draft for the Lions. We came into our season needing a wide receiver, a quarterback, D-line and linebacker. We've signed ourselves a linebacker and drafted one. We've signed a wide receiver in the class. We've got ourselves a backup running back, our O-line solidified, and we've got Justin Fields, the possible second best quarterback in this class. What a way to overhaul an older roster under new coaching to give them a chance this season, so they're not just going to be tanking. With that being said, let's get a quick review in and we'll wrap up this video. And here we are, back to the review. The Detroit Lions are in a position where they can very easily go straight into tank mode when Matthew Stafford leaves. But I think it's actually a great opportunity for them to overhaul an aging roster and let youth come take over. You're in a division that holds Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You're not going to beat them this year, no matter what moves you make, so you may as well bring in the youth and let them grow. Justin Fields, Carlos Basham, Creed Humphrey, Trey Sermon. What a draft that would be. Zaven Collins, wow. Curtis Samuel, Dalvin Tomlinson, Neville Hewitt. Those 8 players become instant starters or number 2 options at all positions, overhauling an aging offense and an aging defense and making them dangerous and young. This Detroit team excites me, and I hope I've done them justice. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, let me know in the comments how I did. Please like and subscribe. We're so close to 50 subscribers, and I've nearly just got my highest recorded video ever. The Philadelphia Eagles had 250 views yesterday. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you tomorrow for another upload.